Right, because of go to webinar, I had a bit of a problem with my Ninja. The GGW wouldn't allow me to access my charts. So what I've done is we actually did this last week, or in the Forex we did it. Basically, those of you who come along will know we've got the Ninja Trader platform up, and we'll have the trade station up in a reasonably short space of time, but you can actually trade these markets through a forex broker on the MT4 and MT5 platform. They do offer a synthetic version, if you like, of the either the cash market and the futures market. This is the equivalent to US 100, which is the Nasdaq that we're looking at here. The values here will not tie to the futures; they will tie to the, as I said, to the cash. But if the futures going up, then the cash is going up as well. And it's exactly the same. The advantage of having on the Forex platform is that we have some specialist Forex indicators, so I can actually have my Aussie Yen currencies up that are represented by these lines. So basically, if I am seeing the Aussie moving higher and the Yen moving lower, that is telling me that the indices are moving up as well, because the Aussie is also a proxy for risk. If the Aussie is being bought, then we know that the market sentiment is positive, and it's all, everyone's very happy out there in the market. At the moment, what I'm seeing on my 3 minutes is I'm actually seeing the lines going kind of in the same direction. That is telling me that we're in a congestion. Where we can see clearly here on the MT5 version of the Camarilla, we are between two significant levels, the S1 and the S2. So having had the move higher, we're now moving into another congestion phase while the market decides whether it is going to carry on higher, or possibly are we going to see a reversal to the downside. So that tells me, that gives me the picture, if you like, for what is happening on the charts, on the faster time frame charts. We can see this pullback, this move back into a congestion. As we can see here, it's gone actually, you've had this little down candle here. We also, with the trend monitor here, where you have this red, the red, and then you have the changing of the color, you can see it's not been a smooth ride, if you like, up and all down. There's been a lot of choppiness. Way around that is to use something like a Renko chart. I don't think you showed your Renko charts, did you, David? No, David also has his Renko with the time chart. And the advantage of Renko is it's purely price-based, so it smooths out volatility. You don't get wicks on the candles. And what the Renko also does, it does help with entries and exits. And the way we've designed the indicator, both for Ninja and for MT4 and 5, is essentially you have these little blue dots which are very, very close to the market. Then you have the trend monitor, and there's a rule of thumb. It's basically when the colors are in alignment, which is the bright and the bright, that is signals a potential entry point. You always have to go and look, obviously, at the time chart as well. Check out that that you're not going to run slap bang into some major item of news. That look at the levels that are up on the time charts. We do have a support and resistance indicator on this platform. The thicker lines tend to be stronger than the hatch lines. Can't put Camarilla on here, but you can on the Ninja one. And we can see here, this, as you said, we've seen the price action on the NQ. We had the move lower, then the move higher. The kind of congestion phase, the choppiness that we see here. It didn't go into bright red, as David said. We didn't go into primary to primary to primary. Primary to primary is when you go bright red to bright blue and vice versa. You tend to have a congestion phase in between those two. That normally happens. Now what happens here, it went higher, didn't go into bright red. We had some we had a few red dots here. We had in this in-between color, then it kicked back into blue, then it went back into this into this dark red, and it looks like it still wants to move higher. Sorry, my headset's gone a bit strange. And looking over at investing.com, I can see that the futures are up now. Well, they're not up, they're only down 25. The S&P's green, the Dow is positive. I haven't got a VIX, but for some reason the VIX on investing isn't, it's not kind of, it's not, well, mine hasn't moved at all. I don't know why, but it hasn't kicked in, but David's got it on his trading view. And if I look at the time charts, what am I seeing on the at the moment? I'm seeing this sort of a congestion, this sort of sideways. What am I seeing on the Renko? I'm seeing a pause. What Renko also does, it kind of picks up the momentum behind the move. So, you know, if things are moving fast, these will move much more quickly. So it's kind of coming to a pause. Doesn't really know what it wants to do, but it's all confirmed in the on the time chart. So if you were in a trade, you know, certainly if there'd been a volatility candle, you probably want to you know, get out. Is it time to go into a reversal? Well, certainly having a Renko chart there really does, it helps with that decision, both on you know, and on both platforms, because, you know, as I said, it takes out all the noise that you can get on the time-based charts. But you really, we advocate and we teach, certainly on our Forex program, that you use them in conjunction. And looking at a related market, well, I can see here, you know, I want to see the yen turn down, and I want to see the Aussie turn up, and then I know, because this pair is so closely aligned to risk appetite, then I know that, you know, this move is going to go higher. So it looks as though we're just getting a bit of a pullback, as it were. Right, that's all. Can I just pass back to you to go through everything else? Is that all right?